Okay, let's start with the UFC real quick. And let me see what's on the banner here. Okay, for those that missed it, I know this is not a recap show, it's midweek. We are going to talk about more progressive stuff that is going to be coming up, topics that have been around the fighting world, Twitter's trending topics. But let's do a quick, fast recap. And it's Pereira lost. That's how fast it is. We have Magomov Ankalaev. He's from Russia. Defeated the person that we thought was not going to get defeated in a long time because of not only of his pedigree with other fight organizations. Like, I don't know if he did ONE FC, but he must have done like the circuit of K1. He was a kickboxer. And if, a quick history on Alex Pereira, he was the rival at one time of Israel Adesanya. They fought so many times in so many organizations that he even came to the UFC chasing Israel Adesanya and becoming the Israel Adesanya boogeyman or whatever. And then he became the UFC champion. I think he held it in two divisions. He did it for the middle and the light heavy, I believe. And I thought it was up and up for Alex Pereira because, bro, he was knocking out everyone that he came across besides Israel Adesanya, the last fight they had. This fight here, he made a Dagestani beast. This guy, and I could give you a quick breakdown based on how I looked at this fight. And yes, I know it's not a recap show, and you guys probably saw this fight because this is a marquee fight. This is UFC 113, but looking
313.
Oh, I mean 313, 313.
Like Detroit, 313.
Yeah, 313.
Hey,
It happened March 8th, Saturday. A quick my synopsis is I can't even speak. My review of this is I saw Pereira doing what Pereira does the first two rounds, which is he's aggressive. Pereira is a very tricky fighter, right? He's a kickboxer that has very good stability where he could prevent a takedown because he's strong. He's a big guy. Actually, he walks around at 230 pounds, 228 pounds naturally. And he has to get down to like 205 to fight, 295, whatever the weight category is for that division. So he has to really be outside his natural element. But naturally, he's a big, strong, big bone guy. But anyways, he has very good takedown defense. But typical Pereira fashion, starts off the fight aggressive. He's very dangerous with his check hook because that's what knocks out people. He looks like he's going backwards, but if you know people that know how to fight with a check hook, it's very deceptive. He's not moving back. No, he's just pulling that thing and hitting you with it. Like it's not a jab. You think it is. It may start off as a jab, but when he moves back, he's not moving back like retreating. He's setting you up so you could get the check hook, and the check hook is very devastating because he hits you so hard with that thing, you're going down. He set up, dude, didn't work because Magomed. Sorry, I'm saying you wrong. Magomed was ready for this, held him with very good clinch work. By the third to the fifth round, Pereira was a bit tired. Magomed, or Ankalaev is what they call him, put the pressure on him, controlled the pace of the fight. Again, he did very good clinch work. And one thing that I realized that was very smart of Ankalaev was in the clinch work, he knew how to separate and strike. So all those small little nuances offset Pereira's whole game plan. And that's how Pereira lost. Although, to the naked eye, I thought Pereira had won because he's the champ. It wasn't like a blitz, like they beat Pereira. It was more of like this is a competitive fight. But hearing the judges' scorecards, one was 94, 90. I'm sorry, I'm doing boxing scorecards. This was one of the judges was 49, 46. Another one was 48, 47. Another one was 48, 47, and all in favor for Ankalaev. And I'm like, whoa. How did that happen? But anyways, long story
Yeah.
short, he didn't do enough to defend his belt, and we have a new champ.
Yeah, man. Pereira, he has a very upright style. And you heard Cormier talking about it. They're like, these guys getting there with him. They see him right in front of them, and they know they should go for the takedown, but for whatever reason, they can't. You know,
Mm.
something about him. What is it about him where they don't go for the takedown? And yeah, he definitely showed kind of the ring generalship the first two rounds. But like you said, he kind of tapered once we got to about that third round, and there were some attempts, but Pereira was actually able to successfully defend all the takedowns. You do gotta mention those calf kicks early on in the fight as well,
Yeah. Calf kicks. Yeah,
and that's why Pereira did a lot of work up front. To
yeah.
you're kind of thinking, okay, can he withstand all this damage he's taking to the lower body?
Mm-hmm.
But no, Ankalaev proved to be ready for that call, and he's leg visibly red,
Yeah.
visibly red, but he showed the mental fortitude to keep going, stay the course, and proved to have a little more in the tank. So
And like with
I was
this,
thoroughly pleased. I wasn't. I'm not going to say that I was surprised. Obviously, we didn't do predictions on this.
but LT,
Um,
did you think he lost from the naked eye? Did you think? I didn't think he. I thought Pereira could have won it because he's the current champ. Did you think he from the
so
card?
as UFC scoring goes, I was sitting there and I was like, are we going to see the rare draw?
That's what I was
Mm.
thinking. I was thinking like this is a tight fight.
Yeah, I was like, are we going to see the rare draw? Because, like you said, he's the champ, so
Yeah.
he didn't get knocked out.
And he had some significant hits on him early, where
But
dude looked like he was scrambling and trying to take him down. So I was like,
yeah, but he was kind of the last three rounds. It was just kind of a bunch of nothing from Pereira.
yeah, Pereira. But I still. Do you see a rematch for this? I'll tell you this before I answer my own question. UFC. I love the UFC, but man, we need marquee names, man. I know Izzy's not in the light heavy, but like the rematch for this one. Do you okay? You watched the fight,
It's not the UFC's fault that we don't know Ankalaev.
yeah.
I mean, Ankalaev comes out looking like Abraham Lincoln with the swoop.
Yeah.
That swoop, I was like, how was that gonna stay there? But the swoop held up, very Bieber-esque.
Look like a
Uh,
Velcro beard.
you know what I'm saying? The log cabin campaign. So
Yeah,
The
man. Like, but anyway, salute to Ankalaev, and he's the new light heavyweight champ in the UFC. Like I love the Dagestani fighters, but sometimes it's very hard to market them. I do like Khabib and the others, like because Khabib had send me the address, send me your location, or whatever he used to say. Khabib was Khabib, but
one of the other things that stick out is before the bell even rang was the pre-fight where Pereira does his stare down,
mhm.
where he blinks like twice over the course of 3 minutes,
wow.
and then Ankalaev was pacing back and forth.
Mhm.
Boys are locked
So-
in.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
The Russians, man, you mentioned the marketability. If these guys keep winning, there has to be formulas designed to market them. They're quality. He's a quality fighter. I was able to actually watch this fight, and Ankalaev just was able to neutralize him with just fundamental everything. Strong, solid base, good hand placement.
Mm-hmm.
Was able to dictate a little bit more, which is indicated by the close two of the judges' scorecards.
Mm-hmm.
Very close rounds that I felt like watching the fight, he was able to edge out. So if you're holding on to, we talked about judging, if you're just going to give rounds just because they're the champion, then we have to kind of redefine how we're giving rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, I just felt like it was refreshing to see a fight like that because a lot of fights do end in knockouts and submissions. So to kind of see the, I guess, more technical side of a mixed martial arts competition was definitely interesting to me. So I thought the decision was accurate. Uh, Even though Pereira is the more marketable, likable guy, is on social media visiting gyms and doing all
That's the only word
that
he
stuff.
says
But
in it that I
uh,
understand. Chama.
but hey, Ankalaev fought a very solid fight, very high IQ fight. I felt like he deserved the decision. And now, do we just ignore these guys because they're from Russia at this point? So
Like there are more fighters coming from that region that are slowly infiltrating the UFC, and like that one time in the,
all
in the
combat
in,
sports.
yeah, in that, yeah, boxing too. Like I remember there's that one time when Brazilian fighters were coming into the UFC at a high rate with the Anderson Silvers, and like it's like weird. It comes in phases where
It's cyclical, yeah.
it's just
They're
it's
they're
just a yeah.
yeah. I think these guys can be. They're fighters. You can make a whole movie about Rocky facing the Soviet Union opponent. Those guys
So
Right.
what Strap is alluding to is, since we already have President Trump ringside, where he's just saying that we're going to see Vladimir Putin sitting across from him soon
You
at the
know what?
UFC.
Mm,
Hey, LT, yeah, that's
mm.
that's
So
quick pickup
you've
on
been on the
exactly
money.
what I was thinking.
You've been on the
If
money
if
with
you do
stuff.
that,
Whoa,
that's like
March 11.
that's like the treaty of Versailles, whatever they call it. That
Hey,
will be a peace treaty for the world. That the UFC brought the United States president and the Russian president in one room to have entertainment. That's crazy. That's like freaking Dennis Rodman in South Korea bringing peace with basketball.
Oh
That's
man, we say the wrong names, we're going to get flagged by YouTube.
yeah.
I didn't want
Right.
that's what he
I
said.
was
That's what he said. The
like,
president. I didn't say the president. I said I was gonna
Yeah.
say it, but I was gonna say Kim. Oh,
look,
I stopped at
man,
Little
look.
Kim. That's what I stopped at. Little Kim. But
Oh man.
yeah, that's crazy. Like I said, Little Kim. That's crazy. Uh, Um, let's pivot away from the UFC for a little bit. This is one of our research episodes. This is an episode where we want to talk about some topics that have been brewing in the world of both UFC boxing, but mainly, if you've seen the tempo of how a show goes, a lot of it measures on the side of boxing more because of our knowledge base, and we do have people that are kind of privy in that world of boxing. So forgive
Let
us
me
ignore the MMA side, but we do